Hi guys, it's Damo here and welcome to the first in our new series of videos on trail Oh, it says train, not trail. There's a typo. Why would I do a video series on train management? Today we're going to look at how you clean penis graffiti off the walls of the 403 from Newcastle to Woy Woy. Can we just fix that to trail, please? I'll just drop in and do the end bit. Thank you. No. Trail management. Well, that lost its impact, didn't it? We'll just move on. I've seen hostage videos with better production value than this. What if I told you that the mindset you bring to any obstacle off-road largely dictates whether you're going to get through it, easy or at all? The way you think and strategize about technical parts of the trail is so important, but we really don't talk about it at all. And there are sections of trails that just bring serious anxiety to the average adventure rider, from sand sections to river crossings to hills. But if you think about them and strategize before you get to them, you'll eliminate a lot of that anxiety and you'll make yourself a much better overall rider and you'll enjoy your day a lot more. But without any further ado, we're going to get cracking today, and our first subject is going to be hills. Let's do it. Okay, so we've just arrived at a hill stretching up from my left here. It's reasonably steep. It's got some loose rocks on it. The surface itself is slippery from rains over the last few days. It's given me a bit of anxiety to go up that thing. But when I look to my right, got this nice easy flat trail. Now if we're on an organised trail ride, adventure ride, this will be marked as a 3 chili hill, denoting it's reasonably difficult, and then this will be denoted as the easy way around. Now what should I do? Well, if that gives you any sort of anxiety, just go around it. Don't worry about it. Don't let anything like that fill you with dread and diminish the enjoyment of your ride day. It's your ride day. Now these two trails, as it almost always happens with this sort of divergence from an easy to a hard, they just meet up again further down the track, not that far actually. So you're not missing much by not going up the hill. It's basically just the challenge of the hill. So if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't let it diminish your enjoyment of your adventure ride. Just go around the easy way. It looks like fun anyway. Now, because blokes get full of bravado, you might find people who'll give you shit for not taking on their hill. Just ignore them. If they persist, then politely suggest that they eat a bag of unsalted dicks. And you carry on your way down the easy trail, and we'll meet at the end of the day to have an after-ride beer. It's important to know and understand what the tech package inside your adventure bike can give you. In particular with hills, we're going to talk about the traction control. Now this is my bike, Murray. Murray is an Africa Twin Adventure Sports. He's a good looking but a big bike. He looks a bit like a well-paid Dutch architect who keeps a handsome young man tied up in the basement. Murray has a decent electronics package in it, but the traction control is just okay. If I was to take on this hill today, I would maybe think about it in traction control setting 1 of 7. The other 6 are absolutely pointless. I've never used them. And I only know this through trial and error. I've tried it here and there to see how it responds. I actually prefer it turned off most of the time. So you might find the same with your bike. If you're going to take on a hill like that, it might be best to turn it off. If you have a Transalp, you should turn it off before you leave the garage. If you have a Super Tenere 1200, just take the damn fuse out and throw it in the bin. And there are bikes with fantastic traction control systems. The BMW system is very good. KTM's is very good. The rally mode takes that even further. You need to get to know the system you have on your bike though, and how it affects your riding in a technical situation like this, so that you're prepared before you even get to it. You know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to gauge it into number 1, number 2, or turn it off. You'll already know. Think ahead and you'll be good. Okay, so we're at the bottom of this hill and we decided we're going to take it on. You want to push yourself today and you want to attack this hill, and that's a great idea. That's how we progress as riders. We take on the things that give us the fears until we can conquer them. Now, the good idea is to let the trail master or the tour operator know the night before that you want to take that hill on. Now they can give you some advice on lines to take. They can give you advice on maybe if it dog legs left or right and you can't see what to expect after that. And they can let the sweeps know that you might need some help, so they can wait for you maybe halfway up or at the top. Now, if you're riding with guys who just have more experience than you outside of an organised ride, tell them the same thing. I'm a little bit worried about this hill. Can you just spot me halfway up, or at least wait for me at the top? In the lead up to this hill, you can see there are some ruts that have been dug by 4-wheel drives, and I see a lot of riders avoiding ruts as hard as they can and often get themselves in trouble doing it. In actual fact, it's a pretty good idea to use a rut like this to go up a hill.
It'll act like kind of a slot car setup. It'll guide you up the hill. Because your wheels are lowered and the sides are raised on the rut, you can put your feet down and paddle pretty easily as well. It doesn't look super graceful, but who's here to judge you but the wombats? And who gives a stuff what those furry pigs think anyway?
One of the most common mistakes you see riders make on hills actually happens here at the bottom of the hill before they've even taken it on. And it's stopping and letting your imagination run wild. You stop here for too long, you start inventing things to be worried about, from man-eating iguanas to the rock that nearly killed Indiana Jones, or the horror of horrors, Ed Sheeran's at the top and he's singing one of his goddamn songs. Don't sit here for too long and let your imagination run wild. Don't get analysis paralysis. Stop if you have to and pick a line. Once you've picked a line, get going. Once you've decided to take the hill on, think about the speed you're going to attack it with. There's no need to come at this hill like you're a sentient bag of cocaine. If you hit that first erosion mount at speed, you're going to be airborne on this hill long enough to be served snacks. So watch what other people do, particularly the guys that get up fairly easy. Have a look at the pace, have a listen to what gear they're probably in. It'll be the highest they possibly can to keep traction. And that's the best way to get up this hill. Watch and learn. Okay, well, you've had a crack at the hill and you didn't get up. That's okay, but if there's one thing I really want you to take away from this video, it's going to be this. Don't feel compelled to immediately get going. Just take a moment to quieten the day for you, to relax just for a second, to re-energize. Don't let frustration take over. Don't use negative language on yourself. We've all got stuck. It's no big deal. What makes it worse is taking that frustration, elevating it, becomes energy sapping. You're smashing the clutch like it owes you money. You're sending up plumes of dust. You're making the same mistake that got you here in the first place. No, it's better just to stop, lower your heart rate, just take a few breaths, and then get going. It's not like you're never going to get home. Nobody's ever been stuck on a hill for the rest of their life. It'd be embarrassing to get to heaven having died on a hill on a motorcycle ride, when you've got people who have been bitten by sharks, that were in plane crashes, and your only story is, I just got stuck on a hill and could never get back off it again. It'd be an awkward silence. And someone would say, could be worse. That guy up there, that's Michael Hutchins. Strangle wank. Okay guys, that's it for today, but let's just quickly recap some of the stuff we just went over. First of all, do you have to go up the hill? No, you do not. If there's a way around it and it feels happier for you, go around it and keep a eat a bag of dicks locked and loaded at all times for anyone who complains about what you're doing. Remember, you ride your way. Secondly, know your bike's technology and in particular the traction control. And not just when you're moving. You need to know how it will react on a hill if you're stopped and have to start again. Often that tricks up a lot of traction control systems. So test what you've got before you take on something technical. If you decide to take on a hill that's a little bit above your skill level, that's a fantastic idea. That is how we progress. But remember to let the tour operator or a more experienced rider that's with you know so they can help you out. If you get stuck halfway up, that's okay. It happens to every single one of us at some point. So don't beat up on yourself. Don't use negative language. You'll just exasperate the situation by making yourself more flustered. Turn the engine off, take your helmet off. Remember, it's not a race. You can't win an adventure ride. And just calm yourself. Now, I'm not saying light incense, let's not go that far, but just lower your heart rate, take a dynamic risk assessment of the surrounding area, have a chat to a friendly wallaby, and then regather yourself and take off. Consider you might have to go diagonal at first and then up so you're not fighting gravity as well as your own frustration, the heat, and the laughing wallaby over there. Just take your time. We're not in a race. If you have to turn around and go back downhill, that's a perfectly acceptable solution. You can either come back up or go around the hill. Now, going down hills often gives people just as much anxiety as it does going up the hill. But listen, being anxious is a perfectly acceptable part of life. First of all, sliced cheese makes me anxious. The 5th tequila makes me anxious, which is why on the 4th tequila, I switched to vodka, which means I can also restart the count. But just remember, your bike will handle fairly ordinarily on the way down the hill, but use your body to keep control of it, not just your arms. Look as far ahead as you possibly can, and don't smash that back brake like it owes you money. When you do finally get to the top, and I'm sure you will, enjoy the moment, celebrate it, congratulate yourself. You just achieved something pretty big. Now remember, most people in their everyday lives that don't ride motorcycles off-road don't put themselves in positions that are quite this hard.
Life is pretty easy in general for everyone. We're not really in peril ever anymore. We just put ourselves in those positions as off-road riders because it's fun and it gives us an adrenaline hit that you just don't get in everyday life. So cherish what you just went through as one of those experiences. Don't stress yourself out about how well you did or didn't do. Celebrate the fact at the top that you got over it and you've done it. And now you're going to make your way for the rest of the ride with a big smile on your face to the next beer. Well done.